Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. I'm your host, and today we're talking about something special, perfect games. Those rare gems that hit every single mark and deserve nothing less than a perfect 10 out of 10 score. The Nintendo Switch has some incredible games, but these titles, they're absolutely flawless. Let's count them down. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. This game blew my mind completely. You play as 13 different high school students across different time periods who pilot giant mechs called Sentinels to fight mysterious kaiju attacks. The story jumps between characters and timelines, slowly revealing connections without spoiling the big twists. The gameplay splits into two parts: visual novel sections where you uncover the mystery through conversations and clues, and real-time strategy battles where you command multiple Sentinels against waves of enemies. The mech combat is surprisingly deep with different Sentinel types, upgrades, and tactical positioning. What makes this perfect is how every story thread connects in ways you never expect, creating one of the most satisfying narratives in gaming.
How's that? I beat the kaiju!
Okay. Just watch. Got it. Got it.
Bayonetta 2 is pure action perfection. You're this badass witch named Bayonetta who fights angels and demons using her hair as weapons and magic. The story involves saving your friend Jean's soul from hell after a summoning goes wrong. Combat is all about chaining combos, dodging at the perfect moment to trigger witch time slowdown, and unleashing devastating finisher attacks. You can equip different weapons on your hands and feet, creating tons of combo possibilities. The game throws you into insane boss fights against massive creatures where you're literally fighting on top of jets or climbing giant monsters. Every level is perfectly paced with no boring moments. The controls are so smooth and responsive that pulling off crazy combos feels natural and incredibly satisfying. Celeste is the best platformer I've ever played, hands down. You control Madeline, a young woman climbing Celeste Mountain while dealing with her anxiety and depression. The mountain represents her internal struggles, and you'll meet a dark version of herself that tries to stop her progress. The gameplay is beautifully simple. You can jump, dash once in the air, and climb walls briefly, but the level design uses these basic moves to create incredibly challenging and creative obstacles. What makes Celeste perfect is how it handles difficulty. When you die, you restart instantly with no penalty. The game teaches you that failure is part of learning. The pixel art is gorgeous, the music is amazing, and the story about mental health is handled with real care and understanding. Dead Cells is the roguelike that finally got everything right. You're this blob-like creature that possesses dead bodies in a constantly changing prison island. There's no traditional story. Instead, you piece together what happened through environmental details and item descriptions as you explore. The combat is incredibly smooth, with dozens of weapons that all feel different. You'll find swords, whips, shields, and magical abilities that can be combined in countless ways. Every run feels fresh because the levels change. New weapons appear, and you unlock permanent upgrades that make future runs more interesting. The pixel art animation is absolutely stunning. Every attack has weight and impact. Death doesn't feel frustrating because you're always making progress toward permanent upgrades and unlocking new areas to explore. Dragon Quest XI-S. This is how you make a perfect JRPG. You play as the Luminary, a chosen hero who discovers he might be the reincarnation of an ancient evil. The world turns against you, and you must prove your true nature while gathering allies to stop the real threat. The turn-based combat lets you control a party of characters, each with unique abilities and skill trees. You can see enemies on the field and choose whether to fight or avoid them. The world is massive with tons of towns, dungeons, and side quests that actually matter to the story. What makes this special is the incredible character development. Your party members feel like real friends with their own stories and growth. The game respects your time with fast travel and helpful quality of life features while delivering an epic 80+ hour adventure.
Go on! You can do it! Get him!
Fire Emblem. 3 houses changed everything I thought I knew about Fire Emblem. You're a professor at a military academy with 3 houses of students. You choose which house to teach, and this completely changes your story experience. The first half involves teaching students and building relationships through battles and academy life. Then something huge happens that I won't spoil, and the second half becomes a full-scale war. The tactical combat has you moving units on a grid, using weapon advantages and positioning to win battles. But the real magic is the relationship system. Students can change classes, learn new skills, and even switch houses based on how you interact with them. Each of the 3 story paths is completely different with unique characters, battles, and endings. The voice acting and music are incredible, making this the most emotionally engaging strategy game ever made.
I'm sorry.
Hades proves that roguelikes can have amazing stories. You're Zagreus, son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld to find your missing mother. Every death brings you back home, where you talk to gods, servants, and learn more about your family drama. The combat is fast and fluid with 4 different weapons that completely change how you play. During each escape attempt, other gods give you power-ups called boons that stack and combine in crazy ways. You might get Zeus's lightning, Poseidon's knockback powers, and Artemis's critical hits all in one run. What makes this perfect is how death advances the story. You're not just grinding for progress, you're uncovering family secrets and building relationships. The voice acting is phenomenal, and every character has multiple storylines that develop over dozens of runs.
All clear. Wretches.
Hollow Knight is a masterpiece of exploration and atmosphere. You're a small knight exploring the ruins of Hallownest, an underground bug kingdom destroyed by a mysterious infection. The story unfolds through environmental storytelling and cryptic dialogue. You'll piece together the tragic history as you explore deeper. The combat starts simple with just a nail sword, but you'll learn spells and abilities that open up new areas and fighting strategies. The world is incredibly interconnected with shortcuts and secrets everywhere. Boss fights are tough but fair, requiring you to learn patterns and react quickly. The charm system lets you equip different abilities that completely change your playstyle. The hand-drawn art is absolutely beautiful, and the soundtrack creates this haunting, melancholy atmosphere that perfectly matches the Fallen Kingdom setting. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This might be the most pure fun I've had with any game. Kirby gets transported to a post-apocalyptic world where he must save the Waddle Dees from the Beast Pack. The story is simple but charming with great cutscenes and character moments. What makes this special is mouthful mode. Kirby can now swallow huge objects like cars, vending machines, and even buildings to gain new abilities. Driving around as Kirby or shooting projectiles as vending machine Kirby never gets old. The level design design is brilliant with multiple objectives in each stage that encourage replaying. Combat is easy to pick up, but has surprising depth with dodging, guard, and special moves. Co-op mode lets a friend play as Bandana Waddle Dee, making this perfect for families. The 3D environments are colorful and creative, and finding all the hidden Waddle Dees becomes addictive. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is simply the perfect multiplayer game. There's no real story mode, just pure racing fun with Mario characters on incredible tracks. The anti-gravity mechanic lets you drive on walls and ceilings, creating tracks that would be impossible in real life. You'll race through underwater sections, fly through the sky, and navigate crazy obstacles. The item system creates constant chaos with shells, bananas, and the dreaded blue shell that targets the leader. With the DLC, you get 48 tracks total, giving you endless variety. The game runs perfectly at 60 frames per second, whether docked or handheld. Up to 4 players can race locally on one Switch or 12 online. Battle mode brings back classic arenas with multiple game types. The controls are perfect for newcomers, but have enough depth for serious competition. This is the game that brings people together. Families, friends, everyone can have fun with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Metroid Dread brings back the legendary bounty hunter Samus in her most intense adventure yet. You crash land on planet ZDR while investigating reports of X-parasites. But deadly EMMI robots are hunting you down. These nearly invincible machines create terrifying chase sequences where you must run, hide, and find ways to temporarily escape. The classic Metroid formula is perfected here. You explore interconnected areas, gain new abilities that open up previously blocked paths, and gradually become more powerful. Combat feels incredibly smooth with new melee counters and the satisfying return of classic power-ups like the Morph Ball and Space Jump. The game runs at perfect 60 frames per second with gorgeous visuals that bring the alien world to life. What makes this perfect is how it balances exploration with constant tension from the EMMI threat. Metroid Prime Remastered. This is how you do a remaster. Metroid Prime takes Samus into full 3D for the first time, and it's absolutely incredible. You're exploring the planet Talon 4, investigating space pirate experiments while uncovering the tragic history of the Chozo civilization. The first-person perspective puts you directly in Samus's visor with an amazing HUD that shows damage, environmental hazards, and scanning information. You can scan almost everything to learn lore and solve puzzles. Combat combines shooting with platforming as you lock onto enemies while jumping and strafing around them. The world design is masterful. Every area feels unique and interconnected with secrets hidden everywhere. Power-ups like the Morph Ball work perfectly in 3D space. The remaster updates the graphics to modern standards while keeping the original's perfect gameplay intact. This is essential gaming history made accessible. Monster Hunter Rise makes the complex monster hunting formula accessible without dumbing it down. You're a hunter in Kimura Village, protecting the town from massive creatures called monsters. The story involves investigating mysterious rampage events where hordes of monsters attack the village. Combat revolves around learning each monster's attack patterns and weaknesses, then crafting better gear from their materials. The new wirebug system lets you zip around environments and perform special attacks, making movement feel incredible. You can ride monsters and use them to fight other monsters in epic kaiju battles. There are 14 different weapon types that all play completely differently, from fast dual blades to massive hammers. Multiplayer lets you team up with friends for even more epic hunts. The Japanese-inspired setting and music create a unique atmosphere that sets it apart from other entries in the series. NieR Automata is unlike anything else you'll ever play. You control androids 2B and 9S fighting machine lifeforms on a post-apocalyptic Earth to reclaim it for humanity. The story starts simple, but evolves into something incredible that questions what it means to be alive. I can't say more without spoiling the amazing twists. Gameplay constantly shifts between different styles: hack and slash combat, bullet hell shooting, side-scrolling sections, and even text adventures. The combat system lets you equip different weapon combinations and customize your abilities with chips that modify your stats and add new powers. What makes this perfect is how every gameplay change serves the story's themes about identity and consciousness. The soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal with vocals that kick in during emotional moments. You'll need to play through multiple times to see the full story, and each playthrough reveals new secrets and perspectives.
Laser communications recovered.
Octopath Traveler 2 perfects the classic JRPG formula with modern polish. You choose from 8 different characters, each with their own complete story and special abilities for exploring towns and dungeons. The stories range from a dancer seeking revenge to a scholar uncovering ancient mysteries. Combat uses a brilliant boost system where you save up points to unleash powerful attacks or extend your turns. Each enemy has weaknesses you must exploit by using the right weapons or magic. The HD 2D art style looks like a living storybook with gorgeous lighting effects on detailed pixel art. What makes this special is how the 8 stories eventually connect in meaningful ways, and each character brings unique town interactions, steal items, challenge people to duels, or gather information. The soundtrack is incredible, with each region having distinct musical themes. This captures everything great about classic RPGs while fixing their old problems.
Well then.
Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door, the return of the greatest Paper Mario game ever made. Mario receives a letter from Peach about a mysterious treasure map leading him to the town of Rogueport, where he must find the 7 crystal stars. The story takes Mario through incredible locations like a wrestling arena, spooky forest, and mysterious train. Combat is turn-based with timed button presses that let you deal extra damage or reduce incoming attacks. Mario can fold into different shapes to solve puzzles and access new areas. Your party members are amazing characters with full personalities and unique abilities both in battle and exploration. The writing is absolutely hilarious with clever jokes and memorable NPCs. What makes this perfect is how every system works together. The story, combat, exploration, and humor all complement each other perfectly. Unicorn Overlord brings back the golden age of tactical RPGs in the most beautiful way possible. You play as Prince Alan, exiled from his kingdom and building an army to reclaim it from corrupt nobles. The story follows your liberation campaign across multiple nations, meeting allies and uncovering political intrigue. Combat happens in real time on large battlefields where you command multiple units simultaneously. Each unit can have up to 5 characters with different classes and abilities that work together automatically. You set up tactics and formations, then watch your strategies play out. Between battles, you explore towns, recruit new characters, and upgrade your equipment. The hand-drawn art style is absolutely stunning with detailed character portraits and gorgeous battle animations.
Witness the royal blade!
I am your shield. Behold my might! I trust you!
Persona 4 Golden is the perfect blend of high school life and supernatural mystery. You move to the small town of Inaba, where students are being murdered and thrown into a TV world. You and your friends gain the power to enter TVs and fight shadow creatures using personas, manifestations of your inner self. The game splits time between dungeon crawling with turn-based combat and daily life simulation, where you build relationships, study, and work part-time jobs. Managing your time is crucial because building social links makes your personas stronger in battle. The mystery story is incredible with amazing plot twists and character development. Combat revolves around exploiting enemy weaknesses to gain extra turns, and you can fuse personas to create stronger ones. What makes this perfect is how the social simulation and dungeon crawling enhance each other.
It's over! I couldn't do it!
2 enemies left!
Persona!
Great, Sensei!
You're doing
Go
well.
for broke!
Persona 5 Royal is stylish perfection. You're a high school student who gains the power to enter people's distorted minds and steal their evil desires. Along with your friends, you become the Phantom Thieves, targeting corrupt adults who abuse their power. The story tackles serious themes about injustice and societal problems while maintaining incredible style. Combat is turn-based, where you exploit weaknesses to gain extra actions, and you collect personas with different abilities to customize your fighting style. Outside dungeons, you balance school life with building relationships that strengthen your personas. The visual design is absolutely incredible with a red and black aesthetic that oozes cool factor. Every menu, battle animation, and cutscene looks like art. The soundtrack mixes jazz and rock perfectly.
Persona! Go down!
Super Mario Bros. Wonder is pure magic that reinvents 2D Mario in the most creative ways possible. Mario and friends visit the Flower Kingdom, where Bowser fuses with a Wonder Flower and transforms the entire world. Each level has a Wonder Flower that completely changes how the game works. You might become a Goomba, see pipes grow legs and walk around, or have the entire level turn into a musical sequence. The Elephant power-up lets you break blocks and spray water, while other abilities like Bubble and Drill create new ways to navigate levels. You can play as 12 different characters, including Yoshi, who doesn't take damage. The badge system lets you equip special abilities like wall jumping or starting with power-ups. Every single level has multiple secrets and ways to complete it. What makes this perfect is the constant sense of surprise. You never know what the next Wonder Effect will do. This is Nintendo's creativity at its absolute peak. Super Mario Odyssey is pure joy in video game form. Bowser kidnaps Peach for a forced wedding, and Mario teams up with Cappy, a ghost hat whose sister was also stolen. Together they travel across incredible kingdoms in the Odyssey airship to stop the wedding. The game's magic comes from the capture mechanic. Throw Cappy to possess enemies and objects, gaining their powers. Become a T-Rex to smash blocks, a bullet bill to fly across gaps, or even a power line to zip around levels. Each kingdom feels like a living world with tons of power moons hidden everywhere. The movement is incredibly smooth, with Mario's expanded moveset letting you chain jumps, dives, and hat throws for amazing platforming sequences. What makes this perfect is how every kingdom surprises you with new ideas, and the sheer creativity never stops. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the fighting game that has everything. There's no real story mode, just pure fighting fun with over 80 characters from gaming history. The adventure mode has you saving the Nintendo universe from complete destruction by collecting fighter spirits. Combat is easy to learn but incredibly deep. You can button mash and have fun, or master advanced techniques for competitive play. Every character feels unique with their own movesets, strengths, and playstyles. The stage variety is insane, with over 100 different battlefields that change how matches play out. World of Light mode lets you fight AI battles to unlock new spirits that power up your fighters. Local multiplayer supports up to 8 players for absolute chaos, while online lets you fight players worldwide. What makes this perfect is how it celebrates gaming history while being accessible to everyone from kids to pros. The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild changed everything we thought we knew about Zelda. Link wakes up after 100 years to find Hyrule destroyed by Calamity Ganon. Zelda is trapped holding Ganon back, and you must regain your strength to save both her and the kingdom. What makes this revolutionary is the complete freedom. You can climb any surface, glide anywhere, and approach problems in countless ways. The physics system lets fire spread, metal conduct electricity, and objects react realistically. Combat revolves around using the environment and experimenting with different approaches. You'll cook meals for buffs, solve shrine puzzles for upgrades, and gradually explore the massive open world. Weather affects gameplay, rain makes climbing harder, lightning strikes Metal Gear, and cold requires warm clothes. The non-linear design means you can tackle challenges in any order or even fight Ganon immediately after the tutorial.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom takes everything great about Breath of the Wild and makes it even better. Link and Zelda discover an ancient threat beneath Hyrule Castle, accidentally releasing Ganondorf and causing massive upheaval. The kingdom now has 3 layers: Sky Islands above, the surface world, and dark depths below. The new abilities are game-changing. Ultra Hand lets you build vehicles and contraptions. Fuse combines weapons with objects for unique effects. Ascend lets you phase through ceilings, and Recall reverses object movement through time. These powers create unlimited creative solutions to puzzles and exploration. You can build cars, planes, boats, and crazy machines from scattered parts. The expanded world feels fresh with new locations, updated shrines, and completely different challenges. What makes this perfect is how the building mechanics never feel forced. They enhance every aspect of the game naturally. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the most emotionally powerful game I've ever played. Set in a world where 2 nations fight an endless war, you control 6 soldiers who discover their lives are built on lies. Without spoiling anything, the story explores what it means to be alive when your existence has a time limit. The real-time combat lets you control one character while AI handles your party, but you can switch between party members and chain attacks together for massive damage. The class system lets any character learn abilities from different roles, creating deep customization. The world is absolutely massive with incredible environments that tell stories through their design. What makes this a masterpiece is how it handles themes of mortality, purpose, and hope. The voice acting is phenomenal, the soundtrack is among gaming's best, and the 80+ hour story never feels long because every moment matters. This is JRPG storytelling at its absolute peak. And there you have it, the 25 perfect games that make the Nintendo Switch truly special. Each one represents the absolute best of what gaming can achieve, whether through pure fun, technical innovation, or emotional storytelling. These games prove why the Switch is such an incredible console. Do you agree with this list, or would you change anything? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Until next time,